Imagine a life lived almost entirely in solitude. A century of seasons witnessed by one pair of eyes, far from the hustle and bustle of what we call civilization. Today, we journey to a remote corner of the world to meet a remarkable 94-year-old woman who has spent her entire life in near-complete isolation. Her story is not just about survival. It's a profound testament to human resilience, inner strength, and a unique connection to the natural world. Her home, a simple, weathered cabin, stands as a silent witness to the decades that have passed. Built by her father's hands, every creaking floorboard and faded photograph tells a story. She was born here, grew up here, and chose to stay here, even as the world outside transformed beyond recognition. While others chased dreams in bustling cities, her world remained this small, tranquil patch of earth, surrounded by ancient forests and whispering winds. What does a typical day look like when you're 94 and living off the grid? It begins with the sun. There's no alarm clock, only the first rays of dawn painting the sky. Her mornings are a gentle rhythm of familiar tasks: stoking the wood-burning stove, fetching water from the well, and tending to her small garden, which provides much of her food. Each movement is deliberate, honed by a lifetime of practice. It's a stark contrast to our world of instant everything, a reminder of a time when life was more physically demanding, but perhaps, in some ways, simpler. She never married, and has no children. Her siblings moved away decades ago, their visits becoming less frequent over the years until they stopped altogether. For companionship, she has the birds that visit her feeder, the deer that graze in the meadow, and the steady, comforting presence of the mountains that have watched over her since birth. You might think her life is lonely, and she admits there are moments of profound quiet, but she doesn't see it as loneliness. She calls it solitude, a choice. In the silence, she finds a clarity and peace that most of us, surrounded by constant noise, can only dream of. Her memories are her most treasured companions. She recalls her childhood, playing in the very woods that now provide her with firewood. She remembers her parents, their lessons on how to read the weather, identify edible plants, and live in harmony with the land. These skills, passed down through generations, are not just hobbies. They are her lifeline. She can tell when a storm is coming by the way the leaves turn their backs to the wind. She knows which mushrooms are safe to eat and which berries make the best jam. This deep, instinctual knowledge of the natural world is something few of us possess today. It's a form of wisdom that can't be learned from books or the internet. Of course, a life like this isn't without its hardships. Winters are long and harsh, with heavy snow often cutting her off completely for weeks at a time. Sickness or injury is a constant risk when the nearest doctor is hours away. She speaks of a time she broke her arm while chopping wood. With no one to help, she set the bone herself as best she could and endured the pain. Her resilience, her only medicine. These stories are not told with self-pity, but with a quiet matter-of-factness that is both humbling and awe-inspiring. It's a raw display of the strength hidden within the human spirit. Has she ever been tempted by the outside world? A small, battery-powered radio is her only link. She listens to the news sometimes, hearing of wars, technological marvels, and a society that seems to be moving at an impossibly fast pace. She finds it fascinating but alien. She once visited a town, decades ago, and felt overwhelmed by the noise, the crowds, the sheer speed of it all. She felt like a stranger in a foreign land and couldn't wait to return to the peace of her isolated home. She doesn't feel like she's missing out. In fact, she often wonders if it's the other way around. Are we the ones missing out on the silence, the connection to nature, the deep understanding of self that comes from a life of solitude? Her diet is simple but nourishing: vegetables from her garden, eggs from a few chickens she keeps, and preserved foods she prepares during the summer and autumn months. She knows how to can dry and pickle, ensuring she has enough to last through the unforgiving winter. There's no supermarket, no delivery service, just what the land and her own two hands can provide. This self-sufficiency is the cornerstone of her existence. It's a level of independence that is almost unimaginable in our modern, interconnected society. As she moves through her home, her hands gently brushing against familiar objects, you can see the deep love she has for her small world. Every item has a purpose, a history. There's no clutter, no unnecessary possessions. It's a life stripped down to the essentials, and in that simplicity, there's a profound beauty. She shows us a worn book of poetry, its pages soft with age. She reads a few lines aloud, her voice steady. In her isolation, art and nature have been her constant companions, feeding her soul when human contact was absent. As our visit comes to an end, we ask her what the most important lesson she has learned in her 94 years is. She pauses, looking out the window towards the towering peaks. To be content with what you have, she says softly. The world tells you that you always need more. More money, more things, more friends. But happiness isn't out there, it's in here. She taps her chest gently. It's in finding peace with yourself and the world you've been given. Her story is a powerful reminder that there are many different ways to live a full and meaningful life. It challenges our definitions of success, happiness, and community. While a life of such extreme solitude isn't for everyone, her journey offers us a rare and valuable perspective. It encourages us to look for the quiet moments in our own lives, to appreciate the simple things, and to understand that sometimes the greatest adventures are the ones that take place within our own hearts. Her legacy isn't in buildings or wealth, but in the quiet dignity of a life lived on her own terms, in perfect, solitary harmony with the world around her. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If a story moved you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that challenge the way we see the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What did you take away from an incredible life? Thanks for watching.